See, dynamic dispatching concept I explained. Okay. Filters library also explained. Say say filter life cycle methods. How many methods are there? 3.
Recording in progress.
Init, do filter, destroy. Okay, init, do filter, destroy. 3 methods, life cycle methods. So life cycle methods of a filter. Life cycle methods of a filter. First one, init. Second one, do filter. Third one, destroy. Init, how many parameters are there? Given methods nodes also, no? How many parameters? 1. What is it? Filter config. Okay. Second one, do filter. How many? 3. Servlet request, servlet response, filter chain. Like destroy. 3 lifecycle methods. These 3 methods belongs to which interface? Jakarta dot servlet dot filter interface. Okay. This filter interface inherited in generic filter. Generic filter inherited in HTTP filter. These all you have seen. Now, filter program we'll see. This is our task. This is our task. Here it is HTML. It is servlet. HTML servlet as it is, no change. Only this filter concept is new concept. This filter concept, new concept, XML, new concept. Okay. Now, how to write filter, how to write XML, we'll see. First, but this one only we have to write. Now, file, new, dynamic web project. Something filters. Okay, something filters. Next. Generate XML, finish. Now, right click, new, HTML, login.html, login.html. This HTML program is as it is. Whatever you studied previous classes, like that only. So this HTML program as it is previous classes, whatever you studied, that type only. Say center, background color, level 1 heading, underline text, login form. Okay. After this, form tag, username, input type equal to text, name equal to uname, line break, password, input type equal to text, password, name equal to keyword, line break, input type equal to submit, input type equal to reset. Here, form action equal to what we have write? Form, which type we have to pass method? Request type. Method equal to post, because confidential data is there. Action equal to, when you click on submit button, control password to welcome solid. This URL pattern we have to write. So action equal to welcome. Okay. Write this one. Write this one. So this HTML, see, I'll execute. This is already you studied many times, same style written. This HTML as it is, same style written. Write this one. So this HTML already you studied, same. I didn't change as it is. Here, what is uname? What is keyword? Request parameter names. What is the username? What is password? Labels. What is this one? HTTP method. What is this one? URL pattern of welcome solid. Say when you click on submit button, URL pattern of welcome solid executed. Form action executed. Then control password to welcome solid. Is it completed? Say in the diagram, whenever you click on submit button, control password to welcome solid only. Okay. But that control diverted to login filter through XML file. Through XML file that is declaratively inserted. In a program, I am not writing. In XML program, I am writing. XML file, I am writing. Okay. See the diagram here. Whenever you click on submit button, request password to solid only. But here I written in XML, whenever control comes to welcome solid, divert the control to login filter. So whenever request comes to welcome solid, divert the control to login filter. Okay. When you click on submit button, request password to welcome solid. Okay. When you click on submit button, request password to welcome solid. And whenever request comes to welcome solid, divert the control to login filter. That is we are writing in XML. That is, we are not writing in HTML and solid. We are writing in XML. That is called declaratively inserted. Now filter is going to be inserted between request and response through XML. That's what declaratively inserted. Now here, whenever you click on submit button, request password to welcome solid. Now welcome solid, we have to write. Right click, new solid. Package name, suppose filters, class name, welcome solid. Next, edit. Welcome. Next, which type of request coming? Post. So do post. Finish. Here. Do post. See the diagram. Now here just we are printing only welcome message. Username will retrieve, will print welcome. Okay. Will retrieve username, will print welcome. Now string s equal to request dot get parameter. Parameter name uname. Now print writer pw equal to response dot get writer. Pw dot println welcome. Yes. Now print writer. Now if you want to add HTML, you can add HTML body BG color. Pw dot println h1 close body close HTML close. Now you observe up to here. If I execute, right click, run on server, save. Here login.html. Now you type any username, any password, always welcome. Now I didn't write any checking in database. Now any username you write, now always welcome. Any username, any password, welcome. Now in between I want to add filter. This filter I will add. Now dynamically I'll add. Say without modifying single character here, this filter I'll insert. How? I'll show you. First you write this program. Welcome solid. Write this one. Welcome solid.java. Write this one. It is welcome solid without modifying single character. Without modifying single character, we can insert filter. Without modifying single character, we can insert filter. So welcome solid extends HDP solid. So here do post because post type request coming. This program also nothing. You already studied, but nothing. The main concept is filter XML file. Filter and XML file. HTML solid, it is nothing. Already you studied this type of programs. Is it over? So HTML program, this solid program, this type of programs already you studied. Now, without modifying single character between HTML and solid, we can insert filter. It is possible. That is with filters only possible. With solids not possible. Okay. That is called dynamic dispatching. Dynamically, we can insert filter between request and response. Say, if you run the program, here, login.html, This is, I'll type username ABC, password XYZ, submit, welcome ABC. If I type any other username, any other password, anything, welcome. Okay. Now, whatever you want, you can type. Whatever you want, you can type, welcome. So, we didn't write any validation here. Whenever you click on submit button, Solid executed. That Solid will print welcome. Now, without modifying single character here, this filter I'll insert. This filter I'll insert here. How? You observe. Now, right click, new. Now you have to select filter here. Solid filter, login, filter, listener, Solid is in this filter. Now, package, suppose filters, class name, login filter. Okay, class name, login filter. Next. Now, here, URL pattern, I'll change. Now, when this filter should execute? Whenever request comes to welcome Solid. That's what this Solid URL pattern only you have to write for this. Okay, this Solid URL pattern only we have to write for this. Now, welcome. Now, what is the meaning of that one is, whenever request comes to, see back here, HTTP filter. Okay, it is superclass now HTTP filter. Now, what is the meaning of this one is, whenever request comes to welcome Solid, divert the control to login filter. That meaning. Now, next, finish. See, here, HTTP filter. Okay. Now, HTTP filter, destroy method, do filter method, init method. Life cycle method came. I'll make it non-life cycle. HTTP Solid request, HTTP Solid response. Okay. Filter chain. Now, Jakarta.solid.filter. Now you observe. Now, here, init method, do filter method, destroy method. You observe here. What I written for this one URL pattern, I written welcome. That meaning is, whenever request comes to welcome Solid, execute login filter. That meaning. Like this control comes. For this one only, we have to write this Solid URL pattern to this. Like this it comes. But again it is coming back now. That code automatically generated. You observe. This code automatically generated. Here, what is the meaning of this one? It is not welcome Solid URL pattern. What this will do is, if any other filter configured, other filter executed. If other filter is not configured, it will send the control back to welcome Solid. From wherever control came, there it goes back. That type code already generated. That is I am not writing. It is automatically generated. See, that is filter chain. In third parameter, filter chain is that chain dot do filter. The filter chain dot do filter. It is another method. If any other filter configured, other filter executed. If other filter is not configured, control goes back. From wherever came, there it goes back. That type. Okay. Now, our task is, first we have to receive username password. This username password we have to receive. What will write? How to receive? String S1 equal to request dot get parameter. Parameter name, uname. Next, string S2 equal to request dot get parameter, p word. These two we have to check in database. to check in a database, first connection establishment required. No? That code where we have tried init method. Here init method is there. I'll write here. What we have tried? Class dot for name, Oracle dot JDBC dot driver dot Oracle driver. Next, connection con driver manager dot get connection. JDBC colon Oracle colon thin colon at localhost 1521 XC. Username system. Password manager. Okay. Now, connection established. This connection, can we access in do post method? No. That's what I'll declare outside. As an instance variable, I'll write. Connection con. Okay. Connection con. These two throwing exception. So connection establishment completed. Okay. Connection establishment completed. We have to check in a database. To check in a database, statement record or prepared statement record or callable statement record. What do you write? What do you write? Prepared statement PSTMD equal to connection dot prepare statement. What we have tried? Okay, already existed database. I'll use 1 minute. Info some table is then already we created table that is I'll use. Instead of creating another table, I'll go with that same table, info table. This table I'll continue. What we have tried? Select star from info, where uname equal to question mark and p-word equal to question mark. How to fill the values? Set string. First question mark S1. Next, set string. Second question mark S2. Next, PSTMT dot result set. Result set record. Result set RS equal to PSTMT dot execute query. Now, if RS dot next record is there, if it is there, this line. If it is there, this line. If record is there, if any other filter is there, other filter executed. Not there, control password to back. Else, invalid username password. Else. Print writer. PW equal to response dot get writer. Invalid username or password. If you want to write HTML, you can add other HTML. Invalid username password. If you want to include HTML file, that HTML file also you can include again. You already studied how to include HTML. Okay. Now, it is HTML code. It is throwing exception, so you have to handle. Now, connection closing, where we have tried destroy method. Connection close. This method also throwing exception. Over. Now you observe in the diagram, you observe when you click on submit button, request comes to here. Here in XML we written whenever request comes to welcome servlet, divert the control to login filter. Control diverted. given username, password, if it is exists, control comes back to welcome solid. Here, this solid URL pattern I written for this. That's what it is coming like this. Filter chain dot do filter. With that, it is coming back. But I didn't write any code here. That code, automatic generated code, we use it in if condition. This is only control comes back. Okay. Now, suppose username password, given username password already exists in a database. When you click on submit button, how many programs executed? If you click on submit button, username password already existed in database. Then how many programs executed? How many? 2. First, what is executed? Login filter. Next, welcome solid. Suppose given username password does not exist. How many programs executed? 1. Which one? Login filter. Welcome solid is not executed. Control stopped there itself. See? Now, right click. Run on server. Now, you observe. Login.html. Now, only these users, A to G, these users only allowed. See, username AAA, password AAA, submit. 1 minute. Null pointer exception. Here, connection con, it is okay. Here, con dot prepare statement. No, it is okay. Now, that jar file may be missed. 1 minute. It is there. Here spelling mistake happened. See, with that also problem comes. See, so many reasons, but majority people this post they posted and they've sent mail. This error only. See, we cannot predict. See what is happening. Connection is null pointer exception. So many reasons, but here null pointer exception. Suppose that jar file is not there, this error only comes. See, connection is not established, this error only comes. Connection, why it is not established? Each and everything you have to observe. See, what is happened actually? One small spelling mistake. But what will think? Connection not established, not established. But everything is right only will think. It will be happen. See, just one spelling mistake. Because of that one error. See, username AAA, password AAA, submit. Say welcome AAA. Password is wrong. This output from which program? Filter. This is from filter. This is from welcome solid. Now, if I click on submit button, first control pass it to which program? Welcome solid. But which program executed first? Login filter. Okay. If we click on submit button, control comes to welcome solid. but control diverted to login filter. Login filter executed. After that, it will come back. If it is exists in a database, it will come back. Then welcome printed. If given username password does not exist, filter only this output comes. Solid is not executed. Now I'll explain. You write this program. How to remove configuration, how to add configuration, I'll teach. First, you write this one login filter.java. Login filter.java. Write the program. Login filter.java. Login filter.java. Okay, first do filter, write it better. Any order you can write, not a problem. Any order you can write. Because execution is in first init only executed, later do filter. That any order you can write. Noted? After connection establishment, This is do post. After that, destroy. One minute here, one extra brace came. Here one brace missed 1 minute. Is it completed? I have to explain dynamic dispatching concept. I have to explain, not completed. This is about filter, login filter. Is it completed, all students? Now XML also important here. I'll show you. XML, generated XML, I'll show you. This XML also write it. I'll explain, write it. Web.xml. Which are optional, I'll remove. Which are compulsory, I'll place. Right is all. Web.xml. See, here also URL pattern welcome. Here also URL pattern welcome. I'll explain, just write it as it is. With annotations also we can write. Is it over? Now, this one we can write with annotations also. Just note on. The above configuration can also be done by using annotations as follows. The above configuration can also be done by using annotations as follows. At web solid, here welcome, public class, welcome solid, extends HTTP solid. Filters also same you are right, but at web filter. At web filter. Welcome only you are right. Public class login filter. Extends HTTP filter. Ready, son? The above configuration can also be done by using annotations as follows. The above configuration can also be done by using annotations as follows. Here, at web solid, welcome. At web filter, welcome. So here also welcome, here also welcome. So if you want to configure with annotations, use like this. Is it over? Say here in HTML program login.html, when you click on submit button, the value of action attribute in a form tag executed. This welcome we written here. This is a URL pattern of welcome solid. Okay. It is package name, it is class name. Now, but same URL pattern I written here for login filter. Here, when you click on submit button, this is executed. This meaning welcome solid. But same URL pattern I written for login filter. Now here, note down this line, write it. It indicates web container. It indicates web container. Execute login filter whenever request comes to. It indicates a web container. Execute login filter whenever request comes to. It indicates web container. Execute login filter whenever request comes to welcome solid. It indicates web container. Execute login filter whenever request comes to welcome solid. It indicates web container. Execute login filter whenever request comes to welcome solid. Here I written welcome solid URL pattern. That's the reason whenever request comes to welcome solid, execute login filter. Okay. So what is the meaning of this line is whenever request comes to welcome solid, execute login filter. That meaning. That is the reason the same solid URL pattern I written for login filter. Same URL pattern I written here. Is it over? Here also that meaning also same. It indicates web container, execute welcomes login filter whenever request comes to welcome solid. But here we written no inside the filter. Here inside the if condition. This is this line. Note down. Here write it. Chain dot do filter. This line. It indicates web container. It indicates web container. Execute filter or solid, whichever is configured in web.xml. It indicates web container, execute filter or solid, whichever is configured in web.xml. If any other filter configured, other filter executed. Other filter not configured, solid executed. That is a indication. So it is filter chain. Chain dot do filter. Next filter is there, next filter executed. Next filter is not there, control goes back. Filter or solid, whichever is configured in web.xml. It indicates web container, execute filter or solid, whichever is configured in web.xml. Now, I'll show you dynamic dispatching. You observe. See, diagram you have seen. Here, in this program, action equal to what we written? Action equal to what we written? Welcome. That is URL pattern of welcome solid, no? Control comes here. In XML file, for filter, URL pattern what we written? That meaning Whenever control comes to welcome, divert the control to login filter. Here what we written, chain dot do filter, filter chain. If any other filter is there, other filter also you can insert here. So after this filter, this filter, this filter to solid. Like this also possible. So even one more filter also you can configure. So after this one, say after this one, this filter. After this one, another filter. After this one, this solid. Like this filter chain continued. If other filter is not there, goes back. So from here, control goes back here. If not there, that is only dynamic dispatching. If you don't want this filter, you remove this configuration. These two links are broken. Now you observe. Now I'll run this program. Login.html, username AAA, password AAA, welcome AAA, back, password is wrong, invalid username password. Now I want to remove configuration, filter configuration I want to remove. So what I'll do, see, from here, now right click, run on server, save. Now you observe. Now configuration of filter I removed. The links are broken. These links are broken now. Diagram I removed. Okay. See. Login.html. Now enter any username, any password. Welcome. Filter removed. Now filter not working. Filter configuration I removed. Now any username, any password, valid. Now again you want to add filter. Open XML, add. Added. Now filter works now. See. Now existed users only it will come. See. Error. Invalid username password. So anytime you can add filter, anytime you can remove filter. That is dynamic dispatching. See, in this diagram, we written for this one. Suppose in future, now suppose this is mail login.html, it is mail solid. In that filter I included. Now what you can do, see, it is mail login.html, mail solid. When you click on submit button, this solid. In between filter I inserted. Then what will happen? Control coming here. After that, it is coming back. Suppose in future, one more comes. Chart login, chart solid. When you click on submit button, then here, whenever filter request comes to chart solid, divert the control to filter. It will coming back from here. So in future, one more service, shopping. Now when you click on submit button, shopping solid. Whenever divert filter comes to shopping solid, send the control back to filter. Again from filter, it will come back. Like this. Say, for example, whenever Advanced Java batch started, directly you came to classroom. Okay. What people are doing here, admin and office boys, they'll check your ID card. You already paid means they'll allow. Not paid means they'll send to office. So directly you are coming to classroom. It is classroom. What they'll do, they'll send, they'll divert. They'll divert to office. After that, it'll come back again. That type. So directly it is coming, control coming to welcome solid. But we are diverting control to filter. So when batch started, directly students are coming to classroom. But they are sending to office room. like that. Okay. If it is already paid means they'll allow. Not paid means they are not allowing, like that. So it is like a classroom, it is like an office room. Okay. Now you are coming directly, but they are not allowing, like that. Now anytime you can add filter, anytime you can remove filter. Anytime you can add filter, anytime you can remove filter. That is the concept. Clear? Now, this filter dynamically we can include. Dynamically we can include. Now, how to include? You have seen. Just a configuration. Okay. Now, one more question I'll ask. Give me answer. Suppose it is one solid. It is just one solid. Welcome solid. How many times this solid viewed? How many times this solid executed? Counting number of views. Already program you have seen, no? What we written? Integer count equal to 0. After that, count plus plus. Where we written? Int count equal to 0. Instance variable or class variable or local variable? Instance variable. Count to plus plus, where we written? This program, starting program. Solids introduction. Count plus plus, where we written? Inside the service method. So this solid program counting number of views you studied. That program also is there. See, basics. Here, counter solid. This solid. This solid you have seen. So here, int count equal to 0. Int count equal to 0. Count to plus plus. When first request comes, object created, memory allocated. After that, service called count plus plus 1. When second request comes, directly service called 2. Whenever third request comes, service called 3. Like this, count is increased. This is your scene. And also, user logged in, count plus plus. 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 User logged out, count minus minus. Count user logged in, count plus plus. User logged out, count minus minus. This program also you have seen, no? Counting number of users. Now, that is listener program. HTTP session listener. This program you have seen. HTTP session listener. HTTP session listener. Here, my listener. In my listener, here, count value 0, count plus plus, count minus minus. Count will increase, decrease, increase, decrease. Okay. This is your scene. Now, my task is, it is HTML. Homepage.html. It is homepage.html. Okay. Now, this page, how many times executed? This page, how many times viewed? I want to count. Think yourself and give me answer. What we ought write, where we ought write. It is homepage.html. It is homepage.html. I want to count how many times viewed. What we ought write, where we ought write, give me answer. It is HTML program. I want to count the number of views. Think yourself and give me answer. Counting number of views of HTML program. What we ought write, where we ought write. Can we write integer count equal to 0 in HTML program? No. Can we write count plus plus? No. Give me answer. It is HTML. Variables are not there, expressions are not there. It is not a programming language. Okay. with it? Filters. What you have tried? Where we have tried? URL pattern? Okay. Any other? Any other answer? Counting number of views of HTML program. What we have tried? Where we have tried? Your answer can be right or wrong. Just respond. Your answer can be right or wrong. Just respond. Only one person give an answer. Give me answer. Online students, 8 members given, right or wrong, I have to see. Now first you give answer. First, my question is clear. I want to count the number of views of this HTML program. Integer count equal to 0, count plus plus, we have to write where we have to write. But can we write in HTML count equal to 0, count plus plus? No. Only one person give an answer. He given right answer. At least you listen that answer. What he given? What he given answer? What is it? URL pattern of? URL pattern of? So he didn't listen answer. Give answer. He given right answer. 100% right. Here also 2-3 members given right answer. See, here it is homepage.html. It is homepage.html. In XML program, web.xml, what we have to do, whenever request comes to homepage.html, divert the control to counter filter. Divert the control to counter filter. You will send the request to homepage.html. It is not executed. Control diverted here. Here filter. Here counter filter. Here you can write count equal to 0. No? Here count equal to 0. Int count equal to 0. Count plus plus where we have to write? Inside the do filter method. Do filter is lifecycle method, like service type. So whenever control comes to HTML, divert the control to filter. So control comes here, diverted. Count equal to 0, count plus plus. Again request comes. Again counter filter. Any other? URL pattern means HTML file name only outright. URL pattern will not be there. Same. Homepage.html only outright. URL pattern will not be there. Now, but URL pattern place homepage.html we have to write. URL pattern place homepage.html you have to write. For this filter, you have to write like this. Add web filter homepage.html. Like this you have to write. In annotation. In XML, you have to write like this. URL pattern homepage.html. Like this you have to write. Okay. This is, we'll see tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll see continuation. Tomorrow after that filter, JSP will start. Okay. JSP is going to start.